Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to learn about Croatian personal pronouns, or in Croatian we call them osobne or lične zamjenice. So today's lesson is osobne zamjenice. Learning personal pronouns is very important because later on it will help you to understand how to conjugate the verbs. So what are the personal pronouns? Do you maybe know some? For example, I in English, in Croatian is ja. Ja. So if we have sentence, ja spavam, I'm sleeping, ja is performing the action. And the action is sleeping. So the personal pronoun in the sentence, it's performing the action. And the personal pronoun, it's replacing some person or some object. For example, if we have a sentence, Anamaria spava, Anamaria is sleeping. If we want to use a personal pronoun, in English, we will use she. She is sleeping. In Croatian, we will use ona. Ona spava. So if you know them in English, you will not have many problems learning them in Croatian. So we will split them in two groups: singular personal pronouns and plural personal pronouns. So let's start with the first group. First personal pronoun we have in the group of singular personal pronouns, which means just one person or one object, is I. And we say ja. So can you say it? Ja. Yeah, well done. The second personal pronoun in the same group of singular, in Croatian we say jednina for singular, so the second one is ti. Can you say it? Ti. Ti. Yeah, correct. He in Croatian is on. Try to say on. Yeah, on. She in Croatian is ona. Try to say ona. Yeah, ona. And it in Croatian is ono. Try to say ono. Yeah, correct. Ono. So let's repeat one more time. Ja, ti, on, ona, ono. So you will notice that ja and ti in Croatian don't have grammatical gender, but for the third personal pronoun we have three. We have masculine, so it's on, we have feminine, ona, and we have neutrum, ono. On we use for boys or men or any object which have masculine gender. For example, in Croatian, word stol is masculine. So if we say stol je velik, table is big. If we want to put a pronoun, we will say on je velik. He is big, because in Croatian, stol have a masculine gender. Later on, we will learn more about genders and how to recognize them, but just for now, keep this in mind. Okay? Then we have ona, which we use for girl, for woman, and object which have feminine grammatical gender. For example, if we say majica, t-shirt, and we have sentence majica je lijepa, t-shirt is beautiful, we say ona je lijepa, she is beautiful. Then we have ono, which we use for those who are neutral grammatical gender. If we speak about the person, in Croatian it's dijete, child. The noun, it's a neutral gender. If we say dijete je dobro, child is good, we will say ono je dobro, it is good. So it's actually not it, like in English, because we use it for also living things. Just it depends of the grammatical gender. Let's take a look of second part of the lesson, plural personal pronouns. So plural means more than one person or an object. In Croatian, for plural, we say množina, množina. So singular is jednina, one person or object, and plural is množina. So for plural, if we want to say we, like we are, we say mi. Can you say it? Mi. Yes. If you want to say you as a plural, we say vi. Can you say vi? Yes, vi. So when you see vi with capitalized V, that means it's referring to someone out of respect. So for example, if you are speaking with someone in the formal situation, or someone who is older than you, or someone you don't know, you will say vi. And also if you are writing to person who you don't know, or in any kind of formal situation, or someone who is older than you will say vi. If you meet someone in formal situation and you want to ask who are you, you will say tko ste vi. You will not say tko si ti. And then we have they. In English, they doesn't change. No matter do we speak of group of men or group of women or group of children or mixed group, but in Croatian it's very important about who we speak. So we have three ways to say they. First one is oni. Can you say it? Oni. So we say oni if we have a group of boys or men or objects which are grammatical masculine gender. For example, if we have Ivan I Petar su prijatelji. Ivan and Petar are friends. We will say oni su prijatelji because they are two men. Also, if we have the sentence mobiteli su skupi, phones are expensive, because phones in Croatian are grammatically masculine, we will say oni su skupi. Okay? So if we have class of male or boys or masculine objects, we will use oni. Later on, you will understand how to recognize which grammatical gender is the noun. So don't worry about that now. These are just examples so you understand the general rule. And also, what's important to say, that if you have a mixed group, so you have man and woman together, even if there is, for example, 5 women and 1 man, we will say oni. If the group consists at least 1 man, always we use oni. For example, if we have Marija, Ivana I Petar su prijatelji. So you see 2 women and 1 man. We will say oni su prijatelji, okay? We will not say one, even if there is 2 women and 1 man. We will use oni. Then we have one, which is referring group of girls or women or objects of feminine grammatical gender. Can you say one? Yes, one. For example, Marija I Ivana su prijateljice. Marija and Ivana are friends. One su prijateljice. They are friends in English. Also, if we have group of objects, as I said, which are grammatically feminine, we will say one. For example, šalice su velike. Cups are big. We will say one su velike. Okay. And then the last one, we have ona, which is neutrum, and we use it for the words, for the nouns which are grammatically neutral. Okay, in Croatian, for example, children, child or children, are grammatically neutral. So when we have group of children, for example, in sentence, djeca su sretna, children are happy, we will say, ona su sretna, they are happy, okay? Or if you have sentence, mora su plava, seas are blue, we will say, ona su plava, they are blue, okay? The good thing is that there is not so many words which are neutral gender, so most of the time you will have masculine and feminine. Let's repeat one more time all plural personal pronouns. Mi, which means we, which means you as a plural, but also you out of respect. Oni, which means group of boys, men, or objects of masculine gender. One, which means group of girls or women or objects of feminine gender. And ona, which means group of objects or person which are neutral grammatical gender. So let's recap one more time all personal pronouns together. Ja, ti, on, ona, ono, mi, vi, oni, one, ona. Okay? Let's play a little game. How do we say we in Croatian? Yeah, it's me. How do we refer for a group of men in Croatian? Yeah, we say oni. And what if it's group of 3 women and 1 man? Yeah, we will say oni again. So if you are going to meet your boss and you're speaking with him, which word you will use? Ti or vi? Yeah, you will use vi. And if you're going to speak with your mother, which word you will use? Ti or vi? Yeah, you will use ti. Even if you respect your mother, I'm sure, but it's a close relationship, so you will use word ti. And what student should say to a teacher ti or vi? Yeah. Student should say vi to a teacher. And sometimes, especially in the university, also teachers will say vi to a student to show their respect. So saying vi in Croatia, it's pretty deep in our culture. So it's normal, for example, when you coming to the new workplace, you say to people vi, but people are usually asking you pretty fast to switch on ti. So if you want to ask someone to switch on ti instead of vi, you will say možemo na ti or možemo li na ti. So I hope you enjoyed today's lesson and that you learned something new. Enjoy your day and see you next time.